You are listening to Ask the Answers podcast. Join me, Adele as I uncover the knowledge, inspiration, and empowerment the psychic world has to offer. Let's begin. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Ask the Answers podcast with myself, Adele. And today, back on the show to enlighten us of what's going on in the world that's impacting us is Claire Wallace, everybody.
Hello,
Hi,
everybody's
Claire. How you doing?
I'm absolutely fine, thank you.
Nice to see you again and to speak to you again on our podcast. It was lovely catching up with you last time, but I'm sure even from last time, lots has happened in the world.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot going on, doesn't there? But all these portals are opening and the stream of energy and people feeling tired. It's been big shifts.
Okay, well, I had a nice little chat with Sherry, who's been enlightening us with a bit of astrology with the full moon in Scorpio coming up and just, reflecting on how people might be feeling and what they might be experiencing. And we also had, obviously, the last time I spoke to you, that Mercury retrograde, which was, letting people sort of go within themselves, addressing situations, reflecting and, maybe having to pause and stop and just slow down while the Mercury retrograde was going on. But what's happened since? Where are we at now?
Well, I mean, the thing is with Mercury retrograde, that's all about communication. So Mercury retrograde, people find that the communication channels are closed down, and that there's just basically this is time for them to go within and reflect.
Yeah.
So there's a lot going on. Oh, it's very echoey.
And I know I was even saying to some people that I work with, the last few weeks I don't feel I've been focused as much as I should be, and there's been lots going on. But I really feel a bit of a shift this week where I feel like, right, I need to be more disciplined, I need to be a little bit more focused, I need to get back to the job at hand, give all my energy to what I'm focusing on, rather than my energy being zapped into different things, which has been great. Don't get me wrong, I've had lots of events going on, and best friend getting married and hosting bodybuilding shows, but sometimes that takes a toll on your energy, and I was feeling so exhausted and I was like not performing the best that I should in my role that I should be performing in. And it's nice to be back on track and just have that time to rest, get some good sleep, get some good nutrition in, and just to get focused. And I believe from what I heard that it's quite easy at that time with the moon in Scorpio for addictions and isolation and over indulging can be a bit of a con that people need to be aware of.
Yeah, well, Scorpio is all about the scorpion and retreating within. Scorpios have got nasty tail, and water is all about emotions, and that's what Scorpio is about. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. I mean, it's all about water and emotions. So this is about you going within and honouring that.
Absolutely. Well, we had a nice discussion with Sherry about that, but what do you want to talk about today on the podcast?
Well, I want to go on about this portal, the 555 portal, because there's some big transformations coming up. And also,
what is that?
Well, it's all about manifestation. Portals are always about, it's like the manifestation side is like manifested. So when you've got a portal opening, the veil is tend to be a lot thinner. So the thing is, this is always a good time to manifest, because that's when the veil is thinner and the manifestations can happen a lot quicker.
And so, how do we manifest? If people haven't, heard of manifestation or how to go about it, how do we put that into practice? What do we need to be doing?
Gratitude, journaling, meditation, focusing, crystals. I mean, amethyst is a very good grounding and protection stone, and along with citrine, which is also a very, very good, powerful prosperity stone. So literally set your stall out, and also incense as well. It's a good time to sage your house. I've just went and saged all my house. So evidently the energy is a lot clearer. So evidently
Yeah.
all these intentions, write them down and burn it. And you know what? It'll come in a lot faster.
And how long does this period of time last for? You know, obviously it being. What did you say? It was like a thin layer. What? How did you describe
It's
it?
like
It's
just
where
the
two.
portal's just like when a portal opens, it's like full moon, but the full moon energy is a fantastic time to manifest it, because the energy is so strong. But the portal's
Mm,
just like basically the same. It's like the 5-5, and 5-5-5 is all about manifestation.
mm-hmm. And how can people believe that it works? That manifestation is that powerful?
Well, the thing is, it's all about belief system. If your belief system thinks, do you know what, this doesn't work, it won't. It's all about, because whatever you manifest, whether you believe in it or not, is irrelevant. The energy is say is just reacting to the vibration.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, obviously being in a good headspace and being clear with what you want, and
Focus.
is it always what we want, or is it, what we need? How does that work? Because there might be people thinking that they want something but they're not going to
Well,
get
the
it.
thing is, if you think like that, you won't, because that's the
Mm.
energy what you're putting out. And the thing is, it's slow. You just respond into vibration. So the thing is,
Yeah.
it's important to be clear on what you're focusing on, and that just means that the portal manifests it that little bit quicker.
Yeah. Can you manifest for other people, or is it only just for yourselves?
Well, it can be either, really. You can manifest for other people, but it more or less, if you don't manifest for other people, you know what their energy levels are like. So the thing is, it's about intention.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And how often do you practice this? Is it something you do in your everyday life? Do you do it daily, weekly, monthly?
I do it quite often. I've just done my manifestation now. I mean, the thing is, I haven't manifested Brad Pitt, but I don't want Brad Pitt anyway. He's taken. So I've got me crystal cell, you know, I've got me rose quartz, yeah, and I've also
Yeah.
got me other crystals. I've got me lapis lazuli, and I've got me list. So I've just put it on the windowsill with all the crystals, put it out there, journaled, and practiced me gratitude. So I'll let divine time
Yeah.
in.
No. And how often is the manifestations for you come true or
Oh,
come into
you know
fruition?
what? I've manifested things like 10, 15 years ago, and they're only starting to come into me reality now. Because the thing is, you've got to bear in mind there is no time, not in spirit. They are on a different
Hmm.
vibration to us. So
Okay. So you don't know when it's going to happen, but at some point, hopefully it will if you put the right intentions out.
absolutely. So never give
Hmm.
up, guys. But the thing is, it's like if people say, do you know what? This doesn't work. It won't.
Yeah.
Because that's the energy that they're putting out.
Yeah. And what sort of things have you heard have come into fruition for some of the callers that have come through?
Jobs,
Hmm.
relationships, house moves. abundance. It's
Yeah.
all about intention.
And do you have regular callers that are coming back and giving you the next installment of what's coming to
Yeah.
fruition?
Yeah. And then I'll say, do you know what you
That's a good
said?
sign then. That's a
That if
good
I
sign.
manifested this, I've done it. You know, I said to one lady, it's something about this meeting she had, and she came back the next day. She says, you were right." Yeah, told you. It's nice when they do that.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, you build up that rapport to speak to somebody who gets you and understands you and can enlighten you into things that are going on. That's why I've enjoyed doing the podcast, because even just talking to you psychics has really made sense of things that are going on in my life and what I've been experiencing and feeling. It's like, oh, okay, now I know what's going on. Now I know that's impacting me. Now I know what I need to maybe be more in control of, whether it's being discipline or focus or letting go of some emotion or letting go of things that don't serve you any purpose anymore. So when you know you're on that right alignment, it makes life a lot easier. Just that understanding.
Yeah. And also portals are a great way of getting rid of all our clutter. So anything that no longer serves you, get it out. Put it on, put it on eBay, get rid, take it to the charity shop, just get it out, Angie.
Well, funny enough, my husband's downstairs. He's literally going to the tip. He got made. I said this on the last podcast, but he got made redundant last week, which is a good thing, but also can be quite an unsettling thing when you've got to try and find another job by the end of the year. But he's still got a lovely time to enjoy the family life, enjoy his holidays. But he's already clearing out his office, clearing out all the things that he doesn't want, and just making energy and shifting that. Well, he's shifting the stuff that he doesn't need anymore. So hopefully, new jobs and new energy can come through.
Yeah.
Him. Yeah.
So that's good. So that's all positive, isn't it, Adele?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I like change. I think when you do accept things that things do change, new doors open and new experiences and new people and more growth can come of that. If you stay the same and stagnant, then nothing's going to change. And that's how.
Well, it would be boring, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, the thing is, we all need change. Change is essential, and change is a part of growth as well.
There was nothing wrong with my husband's job. He enjoyed. Well, that's this actually. He made good money and he was good at what he did. Did he get fulfillment and motivation out of that job? Not anymore. No, he's done it for 15, 20 years and he was ready to move on. So that manifestation that he did, that he was ready to move on, and then he got made redundant. So yeah, things do happen and you do that little nudge to move on sometimes.
Yeah, I'm finding, that a lot of callers are ringing up and saying that the job they've been doing for 15, 20 years, they're no longer getting any fulfillment out of. So that's when they've decided to change direction. So the thing is, things always happen for a reason, Adele. And
absolutely.
that means that we're aligning with our soul purpose and following our hearts, because everybody now is coming into heart center, and also heart center jobs. So the old way of making money has to fall away.
Yeah.
So this is what's happening.
So, I mean, let's look at that more in depth. The fact that some people might be listening to this thinking, I've never had a reading about my work, but maybe that might be quite a good, a good opportunity for me to see what's going on. I mean, just explain like a psychic reading for somebody that either wants to change jobs, find job, what can happen within a reading that could maybe be beneficial to somebody for that?
Well, the thing is, I mean, if people are stuck in a rut, something has got to change. A lot of people ring me up. They're in a toxic work situation and they're putting up with it all because of money. That is the sensible part. We all need money to live, but money is just energy. So once they realise that they need to get out of that toxic situation, regardless of the money, and they leave, that is when the opportunities can come in, because the toxic work situation has stopped everything from coming in for them. And I'm not
I totally
saying
go on.
that they've got to walk out of their job. Some do. Sometimes it takes just that step in order to make things happen.
Absolutely. So is it the case of trying to find another job alongside what you're doing, so you do have that safety net, that you've got something to go to? Because people are thinking, well, I've got a family support, I've got a house to pay for, my car to pay for, I can't literally just walk away from this. But maybe at the moment there isn't anything out there for them. Maybe they feel that they can't find a job that's as suitable as the one that they've got, so they do feel stuck in a rut.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why they stay. And that might seem that that's a sensible option, but sometimes people who are in a really toxic situation have got to be pushed. And it's like, for example, somebody sacked, right? They've got to take action, especially if they've got families to support. So, but it's that sacking that can be a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
If it's a toxic work situation, because if they had stayed in that toxic work situation, they wouldn't have sort of getting a better job, or did what or the trail of events that's led them to doing soul-centered work. Do you see what I mean?
Absolutely. So do you think that if people have done, the work on themselves, they've, manifest, they've cleared out the things that don't serve them any purpose, they've put out the feelings for a new job to come their way, and they still don't feel they've got that job or nothing's suitable for them, is it just down to timing? It's just you're doing everything that you should, just be consistent and it will come when it's ready?
A lot of it is, yeah. And a lot of it might mean that, they've got to have that rest. Because, if we're working full-time jobs, when can we actually have that time out so we can manifest what we actually want and put the effort into actually getting out there? So it's like, if you get sacked, that is like saying, all right, well, I've got to get a job. Whereas beforehand, they wouldn't have done anything. Do you see what I mean?
Sometimes
So
it's
it's
good to
giving them the motivation.
have that rest. I mean, how many times do we go on holiday and think, oh, we should do this more often? But we're so conditioned that we've got to work, we've got to pay the bills. And of course, we have to pay the bills, don't get me wrong. But, sometimes taking a week off or a day off is not the end of the world, as long as obviously you're upfront, or you're taking your holiday that you should be taking and you're not taking the mickey. So it is important that you have that time to reset, refocus, find out if it is the right direction that you're going in, or whether or not you need to shift it or change it in some way. So it's sometimes we just don't get time to think, do we? Because there's so much going on in our lives, and then we're just chasing our tails and just going through the motions and maybe not feeling happy within ourselves.
I've always said this is why COVID was a blessing, in the sense that in lockdown people really had the opportunity to think to themselves, right, okay, this is what I want to be doing now. I don't want to be doing this job I've been doing for 20 odd years. It was a unique opportunity for people to take stock.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So how long is this, when will we see sort of the people being rewarded for their their manifestations, and when do you think that people will be moving forward if things have been a little bit stagnant with the Mercury retrograde, full moon bringing people's out emotions? Is the second part of the year going to be a little bit more energetic, a little bit more action? Are we going to see things coming together for people that have put the work in?
Well, yeah, but the thing is, you've got your Lionsgate portal as well, and
What's
that's in
that?
August. The Lionsgate portal, which it's always the 8-8 portal. So there's always going to be shifts happening,
Mm.
you know, but you know, Lionsgate is the Leo energy.
Okay.
So that is about taking action. You know, you've got your Leo, the lion,
Yeah.
you know, fierce, king of the jungle, ready to take action.
Oh,
So yeah, that's also a very, very good, powerful portal.
when's that portal
So,
our way?
and also that's 8-8.
What is 8-8?
So that is 8-8 is abundance. So there you go. So it's going to be round about August time.
Oh, okay. All right. So it's the 8th month, right?
And also portals are very good to contact somebody telepathically as well.
Ah, so the portal numbers
Because of
do with the
the
month.
divin. Yeah, 8-8-8.
And the 5 is to do with May. It's the 5th.
Yeah.
Right.
5th of the
The
5th.
penny's
Yeah.
dropped.
So 555 portal.
Ah, I get it now.
Yeah. And then you've got your 777.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got 666. It's got nothing to do with Damien, guys, of the Omen.
So is it
But
every
yeah,
month there is
it's
a
like
portal?
8-8-8's
Is it
manifestation
every month or is it just certain
and
months?
abundance. Well, it is a lot of the months, but the Lionsgate portal happens yearly.
Okay.
So that's every year.
So every year.
And also, if you look at 8-8-8, I mean, we've just had the 8th of May, which was VED, which is victory.
Ah, okay.
So there you go.
Ah, so
And it's celebration of like the 70 years of the war.
yeah. So numbers,
So
not just the month, but it can be numbers of, it can be the day, it can be, significant numbers on whatever it might be. It could be houses, could be your phone number, it could be anything that you see those numbers could be some meaningful.
yeah, 11-11 as well.
I always say in my class, when
That's a
it's
very
11-11,
powerful.
I always say make a wish.
Yeah, I know, awakening. But no, it is good how it all works. So it's all about manifestation, making wishes, putting it out there, and just keeping us on track.
Yeah. What is that 11-11? I always say make a wish at 11-11. Is that like a portal? Is that where's that come from?
Oh, that's more to do with twin flame awakening.
Okay.
If anybody sees 11-11, it's guaranteed that that you're on the right track.
Ah.
And that's not just to do with twin flames. It's a very, very spiritual awakened number.
That means you're on track. If you see 11-11, that's a sign, that's a symbol or an alignment.
It just says that basically, make sure that you keep your thoughts aligned.
Yeah.
And it's a wake-up call just to keep going.
Okay. Nice. I like that. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nicely done. So I mean, tell
So
me.
there is angel numbers.
Right. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Ah. So I mean, over the next few weeks, what are you up to? You're mainly on the phone lines? Are you busy with events? What's going on in your world?
Oh, I'm doing a lot of stuff. I'm still be doing me readings.
Yeah.
Obviously. And I'm doing a lot, with clients as well, past life
Oh,
stuff.
nice.
Clearance. yeah, all that kind of stuff.
What's the benefits of having a
And
past life
also keeping
reading?
busy. Well, past life readings is all about what's about, like going back and to see what's been going on, and that's how it's affecting you in the present life. So they're all getting pretty popular.
So bringing awareness of why you
But
might get to the
generally
way you are,
speaking, yeah.
or fears, or anything.
So, for example, I regressed a lady who was having problems conceiving, and anyway, we went back to a past life, and we found out that she had actually drowned one of our kids.
Oh, lovely.
And that's why she wouldn't get pregnant in this life.
Okay. So how do you overcome that?
So,
how do you break free from that?
well, you know, at the end of the day, there can also be contracts there. So basically, by clearing out all contracts, cutting codes, you know, and also whatever's there energetically.
How did she react when you
So
said
by
that to her? Like when you say, you know,
I didn't. No, it was a past life regression. So I regressed her.
So she didn't know this.
Part of a past life. No.
You saw
No,
it.
she didn't. This is what we found out.
Oh, okay.
But I wouldn't, obviously, you've got to be very discerning.
Yeah.
And if you're doing a past life reading and saying, well, by the way, you drowned one of your kids, you know, it's not ethical.
No.
You know, so you've got to be very careful. But however, if you regress somebody, that's different, because they are they are telling you that themselves.
Okay. Wow. Powerful.
Yeah, it is very powerful work.
What's your favourite type of reading?
Yeah.
What makes you come off the phone going, oh, I really enjoyed that. I love that.
To be honest with you, I don't really have a favourite. It depends what the client needs at that time. It's at that time.
Yeah.
But if a client comes back to me and says, well, what I've told them, they've made changes or something good's happened.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah, and rewarding.
Yeah.
It's even like it must be nice people coming back, because I mean, when people come back to my fitness class, I'm like, oh, I must be doing something right. They're enjoying it. They're coming back. We've got that rapport. You build that bond, and it's a nice connection that you get.
Yeah, it is, and it's very rewarding. So in a way, what you're doing, as well as me, is a form of healing.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if you look at doctors, nurses, they're all healers. They're just working in a different way.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely.
You know? Yeah, it is very nice. I mean, the thing is, I know I do this for a living, but when somebody says to me, for what I've told them, and they've turned their life around, to me, that's priceless.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I don't know if you found that out.
No, it's great, absolutely, and it's not lovely that you still enjoy what you do. You've done it for so many years, and you've got all your regular callers that come and speak to you. But what if people are listening and they're still unsure? They think, I don't know if this is for me. I don't know what I'm going to get back from this. Because actually, I had the same sort of similar, conversation with Sherry, one of our other psychics. That it's not just about predictions. Sometimes it's just, guiding people and helping people with just their own life development as a person, just having someone to talk to and reflect and make people aware, because sometimes people don't tell you straight, or you don't know you're doing something wrong, or you don't know you're acting in a particular way, and a psychic reading can really just bring it back to, okay, what do we need to work on ourselves, rather than searching so much for other things.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, psychic readings are a form of counselling. So I would say, if anybody wants to work professionally, I would advise them to get counselling training first,
Hmm.
because you are dealing with a lot of people who need counselling
Yeah.
as well as guidance. That's the whole point of them come for a reading.
Yeah, they want
So
answers. They want, or
yeah,
yeah,
and you've got to be healed within yourself
yeah,
and sorted your issues out before you can sort anybody else's out. It's like physician heal thyself. So
yeah.
it's
No,
constant work and constant development all the time.
yeah, absolutely.
But that's how it's
Yeah, even whether you're psychic or not, even just as a person, you can't be perfect 24/7. There are going to be challenging days. There are going to be more days that might be emotional or might be a bit frustrated with things. As
yeah,
much as you might practice what you preach,
and
you're still a person that's going to have
exactly.
these feelings, yeah, and challenges.
And also you do need a lot of people skills
Hmm.
as well, because people, especially when they're vulnerable, they've got selective hearing.
Yeah,
So you've got to have boundaries as well, very strong boundaries, because if you don't, they'll come back to you and say, well, you said this and you said that and you said and yeah, you've got to know how to look after yourself as well. So it's also about having those boundaries
yeah.
there in place.
And as you say there,
And also
people might be vulnerable, but
it's
even that people aren't vulnerable, even people that feel quite secure in themselves, it is quite hard sometimes to take criticism and judgments. But sometimes we need to hear that, if we're doing something wrong or we're not quite doing things right or we're handling things, maybe we should be changing the way that we are handling it. Sometimes we don't like that somebody telling us. Some people go back into, I'm not a kid, you don't tell me what to do, or that bit of rejection or whatever. So you could be the most sort of comfortable within yourself, but we still don't like that judgment and criticism from other people, even if it's what we need to hear.
well, it's not a case of judging and criticizing. It's about learning to be objective
Hmm.
and learning to work with an ethics, because
No.
I've heard some horrendous stories told of psychics and
Yeah.
mediums, and it's it's horrifying. It's
Yeah.
just not how I want to work, to be honest. With you,
Yeah.
Adele.
It's a way of saying it.
Yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely. You've got to be very careful. Even when I'm doing private readings, you do need to read a disclaimer
Hmm.
by law,
Yeah.
because people can twist things,
Oh
especially
yeah.
when they're vulnerable.
Of course.
So you've got to
You said
protect
this, you
you.
said that. Well, I did. I mean, my husband says it all the time. When I have a little tiff now and then, I went, "You said that." He went, "No, didn't say that. You're now twisting my words." And actually, when they come back saying they said this, you go, "Oh, actually, yeah, you did say that." We like to
Yeah,
sometimes hear what
but
we want to
no,
hear, not what
and
happened. Yeah.
you do have to have very, 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 very firm boundaries. For example, I think I said to one lady, this guy, I was feeling that he wasn't good, and he had a lot of problems, and I said addiction,
Hmm.
and she said he was a drinker, and he was this and that and this, that and the other. I
Mm.
said no. I said he's got addictions.
Mm.
Addictions can be anything.
Yeah.
So you've got to be very careful
Good things.
how you word
Huge
things.
responsibility.
Yeah, there's a lot of responsibility,
Definitely.
and you've got to be very, very careful. So evidently, I would advise anybody who wants to do this work professionally to make sure they have got counselling training, as well as that mediumistic training. And also it's essential that you make time for yourself.
Yeah.
And have strong boundaries with these people. Because they could be ringing you up anytime if you don't.
Yeah. Well, just going back to, obviously,
you've got to have your time.
Going back to where we started the podcast, obviously that 555 portal, that manifestation. So just to round up again, what we should be doing during this time now, a lot of manifestation, putting out the right intentions, clearing out things that don't serve us any purpose, even if it is going around with your smudge stick in your house and clearing energies away. So these are things that we should be doing at this moment in time.
Yeah, and decluttering and making time for us. It's essential, because sometimes we forget the rest, don't we? And at the minute, the energies have been very powerful, and a lot of people have said they feel more tired than usual. And I've just said, well, you just need to rest.
Yeah.
So it is essential that we make time for us.
Absolutely.
I know it can be easier said than done, because we've all got busy lives, families, but it's just about taking stock and seeing where you are.
Definitely. Well, Claire, thank you very much for sharing and what's going on and what we should be doing at this moment in time. I'm sure we'll have another update in the next month or two of what's to come, but for now we can put that into practice in our own time, take some me time and rest, and hopefully we can expect new things to come our way after our manifestations hopefully come into fruition. So Claire, it's lovely to speak to you as always.
Oh yeah. And you.
Good luck with everything.
All right, lots of love, Adele.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Ask the Answers podcast. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, and save to your library. Remember, there are 100 psychic readers available on our website for readings 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. To triple your credits on your first purchase, visit asktheanswer.com and click on the new customer offer banner.